Narendra Modi's policy to bring Kashmir under the Indian yoke by sheer brute force has just taken another major step forward. India's Supreme Court yesterday upheld Modi's move to revoke the limited autonomy of Muslim-majority Kashmir, where an insurgency has raged for decades, and ordered elections within a year. The 2019 declaration was a culmination of the process of integration, and as such is a valid exercise of power, the Supreme Court said in its verdict. The move was accompanied by the imposition of direct rule from New Delhi, mass arrests, a total lockdown and communication blackout that ran for months as India bolstered its armed forces in the region to contain protests. Modi's muscular policy has been deeply controversial in Kashmir, but was widely celebrated across India, with the insurgency that claimed tens of thousands of lives over decades largely quietened. The removal of Article 370 of the Constitution, which enshrined the Indian-administered region's special status, was challenged by Kashmir's pro-India political parties, the local bar association and individual litigants, culminating in yesterday's verdict. The court upheld removing the region's autonomy, while calling for Jammu and Kashmir, as the Indian-administered area is known, to be restored to statehood and put on a par with any other Indian state at the earliest and as soon as possible. The court also ordered state elections to take place by September 30th, 2024. Security was stepped up across Indian-administered Kashmir ahead of the verdict, with authorities deploying hundreds of soldiers, paramilitary troops and police in the main city of Srinagar to thwart any protests. Narendra Modi welcomed the judgment as historic. Removing Article 370 has been a key plank of the BJP's platform since its inception, and the Supreme Court decision comes ahead of elections next year. Former Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, who governed in coalition with the BJP, but whose party was amongst the litigants in the Supreme Court case, condemned the ruling as a death sentence, not just for Jammu and Kashmir, but also for the idea of India. Since the suspension of Article 370, Indian authorities have curbed media freedoms and public protests in a drastic curtailment of civil liberties. The changes allowed Indians from outside the region to buy land in it and seek government jobs and education scholarships, a policy denounced by critics as settler colonialism. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Jalil Abbas Gilani called the court decision a travesty of justice. You've been watching Satluj TV News. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below. Or indeed drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching for Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London.